Okay, then. Hello, everyone from all over Indonesia. Probably some of you also from other countries. Welcome to our M Talks International Series, second episode from Rumah Millennials. I'm Jasandi, a global network director of Rumah Millennials. I'll be your host until the end of this event. Firstly, I would like to say thank you and our deepest appreciation for all of you who is coming on time. I think there are so far 25 participants are coming in, and we hope that this session could be beneficial for your insight and for your knowledge as well. And I'm very excited with this event because we're going to discuss about you know skill set in the future that is important and necessary after COVID-19 pandemic. And of course, with inviting a great speakers from the first one from India and also the second one from the Philippines. They will share their knowledge and perspective about that. So, okay. So first, of course, I'm very curious about our audience, and we'll love to know where do you come from, guys? Are you still coming from Indonesia, or any of you is also coming from other countries? You can share you can share that on the chat column. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Hello. Yeah, there's my friend in there, Miss Grahita. Yeah, she's currently living in Surabaya part in Indonesia. Also, of course, one of our previous speaker from Haiti is a Bakir Bastian. He is a great gentleman. I think you should follow him on the Instagram or in the LinkedIn. And there's also my friend from Malaysia, Farhan Azira. How are you, Farah? Hope you're doing fine. And I think many of you are coming from Malaysia, which is very fine, which is completely fine. And yep, yeah. Also, there's a gentleman from Yogyakarta, Mr. A. Budianto. How are you, sir? And also coming from Bekasi. Hello, Afi. How are you doing? All right, great. Okay. I think some of you are still working in the weekend, which is completely fine, especially with the in-year tax that should be consuming much time. All right. Okay, cool. How do you feel about this? Yeah, I hope you are doing fine, your family, especially in this COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, cool. Okay, so for all of you who is very new to this webinar, this is our short profile of our organization. We are Rumah Millennials. This is a social network platform that connect Indonesian youth from all over the part, whether from the eastern part until the western part. And we are currently one of the largest networking platform in Indonesia. And if you are asking us how many experts that we have as our advisor, as our member, as our facilitator, we have a lot. We have a member from energy field, education, of course, and also coming from a human resources industry, from logistic industry, from startup, also somebody who is working for the government as well. We have a lot of advisors and members in our networking platform. And of course, this is our second episode of conducting the international studies, which we will have a global version of the mentors, which I will introduce them later to you. And we have three objectives, which is first to stimulate the younger generation to be more active. Second is to presenting outstanding youth in Indonesia in order to inspire to other Indonesian and connect young generation across the field to complement each other. All right. And I'm sure that you are very curious about who is the founder of the organization. And without further ado, I'm happy to let you know about this, that our founder is also joining us today. How are you, Mr. Toffen?
Hi, Josundi. How are you? I'm great. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. Here's our founder.
Hi,
So,
everyone.
sir, please
Happy weekend.
say some good words to our lovely audience and speakers.
Yes, hi, everyone. I'm Toffan. Thank you very much for having me today. And this is the second
Yeah,
session of M Talks International Series. And I would like to say hello to our new friends, as also considered you as a Rumah Millennials Global Guru,
yeah,
Mr. Our friends, brother Babar Ali from India. Hi,
yeah.
Mr. Babar Ali. How are you?
Yes, I am okay. Thank you. And how are you?
I'm great. Greetings from Jakarta, Indonesia. Hopefully,
Thank you.
India now has a better condition compared to before situation. I hope that we can
Yes,
pass
yes.
this together. And thank you
Yes,
so much
yes.
for sharing your
Thank you.
time today. And also our good friends, also from Philippines, Mr. Reid Allen Ugsang. Hi, Mr. Allen. Hi, Mr. Reid or Mr. Allen. How do I call you? How are you? And greetings from Jakarta, Indonesia. Thank you so much for sharing your time also. Yes, Joe, I think that's from me.
Yeah.
I'll go back to you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. So, you know, Rumah Millennials is already established since 2017. And, you know, we are very proud that this international series is a part of our initiative to have more brothers and sisters across the country. So, of course, you are very curious about our speakers. I think I will introduce them in a short but interesting way. So, firstly, um, I would like to explain about the topic and the key takeaways that you will receive at the end of this event. So, of course, as you know that the title is about winning your future, important skills and education model of the COVID-19 pandemic. And later on, you will receive an update from both countries, India and the Philippines, about this education situation and the challenges that they are currently facing, and how the government, also the education players are responding to that. And second is, if we would like to know, of course, any interesting fact that these countries, is having, are having. I mean, because the way government and also other type of parties handling the COVID-19 pandemic are completely different. So we'll get a very good insight from this one as well. And third is, we will understand about the important skills that is necessary after the COVID-19 pandemic, because we know that the behavior of the consumer will change, the mindset of the people will change a lot. Also, probably the habit as well, and the thinking way will be different, will completely different. You know, if any of you is a salesperson, I'm sure that some of your clients are prefer to have an online meeting, for example, maybe after the COVID-19 pandemic. So we'll learn more about this later. And the last one is, we'll also, because both of the speakers are high school principal in their respective countries, so we will also get a very good insight from their perspective on how is the education model after the pandemic. Okay, firstly, I would like to introduce our first speaker. He is a very interesting gentleman. His name is Babar Ali. Hello, Babar Bhai.
Hello.
Yeah, how are you doing, Bhai? You
Yes.
know, I think if you love Bollywood movies or you have an Indian friends, Bhai is mean like a bro. So I address him Babar Bhai because I've known him since 2 years ago, and when he received an award as the and recognized as the Forbes 30 under 30. Right. So, Bhai, could you introduce yourself and your short journey? I'm showing to the audience your some of your works as well.
So,
Yeah.
namaskar, namaste.
Namaste,
So,
Baisap.
namaste and assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
So,
salam.
uh, so I am Babar Ali,
Yeah.
founder and headmaster of Anando Shiksha Niketan, home of joyful learning, and also BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation. They called me as the youngest headmaster in the world when I was 16 years old. So let me allow to share my own journey at first. So in the year of 2002, when I was a student of class 5 and a boy of 9 years old, I myself used to attend 10 kilometers far away school. And after returning from my own school, I saw the children like my age. They are working in the fields or grazing cattle, and the girls, they are working at the houses or they are helping as the domestic helpers at their houses. So I collected 8 of them, include my sister, and started teaching in my family backyard. Under a guava tree in my family backyard. Perhaps you are there is a picture in front of your so laptop or mobile. So that time I was 9 years old. So I started teaching, and that time there was no particular syllabus. Whatever I have learned from my own school, I used to teach those students. And basically, my province, West Bengal, because India has 30 province and seven national territory. So we are from eastern part of India, and our province is West Bengal. And our district called Murshidabad, it is one of the poorest district across the country, especially in India. And it also covers Bangladesh border. So the village where I still live is a remote one, far from the range of modernization, and more than 18 years ago, the situation was I noticed that some stray children wandered here and there like a sheep without the radar. So I made up my mind to do something positive, something uncommon for these helpless children. So gradually it became a school, and number of students was increased, and it became a dreamland for the helpless children, and it was named Anando Shiksha Niketan, the home of joyful learning. So is it okay if I can continue?
Just for a little bit, probably, I think some of
Okay.
the audiences, are Bollywood fans.
Later. Okay, no problem. So,
and they must be notice your picture with Amir Khan.
yes.
Please share about that more.
Yes, so you'll see after my work, I also, there was lots of problem I have faced. On the other hand, many people also came forward to help me. So after my 10th standard examination, high school examination, our former chief minister, region, that is called regional prime minister, he felicited me. And this picture, it was out of my state. It was given by Reliance Industries. Perhaps you came to know about Mukesh Ambani, one of the richest person across the globe. He is from our country. So and CNN IBN channel, they gave me Real Hero Award at first. So that was my one of the good recognition that I have received from my country at first. And gradually then it started coming. Then I became TED fellow, and nowadays in my country, in many states, and also in many curriculum, many syllabus, students they are studying about our work, about my journey. And not only from my country, across the globe they are studying, and they keep writing me, they are keep calling me, and they also wants to do this kind of work in their respective country. So that's it. And perhaps I'm ready to give answers whatever you wants to ask from my side.
Okay, thank you, Baisap. One important question: did Amir Khan offer you to play movie with him?
With?
Yeah, did Amir Khan offer you to play a movie with him?
Okay. Very good question. You see, so when at first he actually I have received that award from his hand.
Yeah.
So that time I gave him a card, okay, my visiting
Okay.
card, Babar
Okay.
Ali headmaster, and
All right.
requested him to visit my school. So he
Okay.
promised me, okay, that if it is possible, I will
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely love to visit your school. So
Okay.
he told it openly.
Okay.
Later, after 3 years,
Yeah.
in another event, perhaps you came to know about Mebo Jayate.
Mm.
Mebo Jayate. He also invited me. As per our Indian constitution, there is a preamble. Okay, so in
Yeah.
preamble,
Yeah.
there was lots of episode. In one of the episode, he also invited me and my family. So that time I
Okay.
also
Wow.
met with him. So for my biopic, uh, I have not received any commitment or any offer from
Not
him.
yet. Yeah. Not
But
yet.
of course, I have received lots
Yeah.
of offers, more than 20 offers across the country.
Mm.
20
Wow.
others,
Amazing.
from Bollywood, from Tollywood, many producers and the film actors,
Mm-hmm.
great film actors, they already
Mm-hmm.
offered me, that I have
Wow.
received.
Okay, great, great. Well, that is a very inspiring journey, and of course, the audience who receive a lot from you. So, thank you so much. Bye. Now, our second speaker, who is also have a very interesting background, he has a lot of international experiences because he's currently co-founded an organization called Reimagining Society, which has mentors from dozens of countries. So I think when I check the website, it is a very interesting organization because what they would like to address is to increase the well-being of the youth in a lot of aspects, like financial aspects, or let's say mental well-being, physical well-being, relationship well-being as well. So hi, Kuya Ray. So I call him Kuya because it is like a brother or big brother in the Philippines language. But she is actually a doctor, so he held a PhD title in his name. So how are you, Kuya? How are you doing? I couldn't hear your voice, Kuya. I think your speakers are muted, or your laptop are muted, or someone. Oh, not yet. Okay. Probably your headphones is off, switch off. Okay. All right. Okay. I think I hear something. Test. Uh, How about if we unplug your headphone? Let's try for that. Try that. All right. This is the normal situation, guys, because we are very relying on technology right now, and sometimes it doesn't work when we need them the most. I mean, seriously, I think you've experienced that as well. Technical problems during your meeting, or maybe during your fun time. You would like to take a selfie, then suddenly the phone is off. Yeah, something like that. All right. Hello, Kuya Rate. Yeah, I think you should unplug your headphone. I think. Let's try that. That's yeah, not yet. Okay. How about the audio button from your laptop? Or Okay, test. Not yet. Not yet. Okay. Okay. Let's find another way. I think you can use your phone device. I hope that that will work. And I think just a moment. Yep, we can wait for that for a while. You can just use your phone for now. Okay.
Joe, is there's anything I can deliver while waiting, Joe Sandy?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Actually, I sent a message to your WhatsApp. Thank you, Joe. Yes.
I put too much focus on this slide. Sorry for that. Really sorry.
All right. Okay. While waiting for our Kuyari to deliver his speech, actually, I just want to deliver a few of message during the topics, especially. And today we're gonna talk, Joe Sandy, about very interesting topic in education. The title is "Winning Your Futures: An Important Skill and Education Model After COVID-19 Pandemics." And as we know, actually, life in the last few months has conveyed an important message to all of us, as we agreed also. And the world, I think the world will never be the same again in any kind of field. Like the corona pandemic has led us to rethink and review existing education infrastructures. Let's say we talk about the infrastructures, institution, the system, the curricula, and the methods, and everything is become the most effective sectors by the pandemic. Even there's some issues there, as we know that about 1.57 billion students worldwide, which represent 91.4% of the global student populations, were deprived of educations. And of course, that's not just student problem, but then the parents' problem who have little to no ability to help children learn and study at home. And this become a psychosocial problem at this moment. As also our Manadi Makarim as Education Ministry always said that the problem is not just the virus and the health, but then we talk about the mental health of our sisters and brother in schools. And maybe our friends Babai and also Kuya also can share what happened in India and Philippines if we talk about the mental of the student at the moment while they have studying at home. And also, as we know, guys, in Indonesia, amid the COVID-19 outbreak, the Ministry of Education and Cultures has continued to grapple with the distance learning. Indonesia have like 68 million students whose schools at the moment remain still closed across the archipelago. And as we know also that the COVID-19 pandemic has pushed students and teachers alike into the digital era. We can say that the future is now because everything is going instant, and it became the disruption of the COVID-19 pandemic for the fourth largest education system in the world cannot be separated from the local context of the cultures. That's why in this kind of discussion, I hope that maybe the policymakers will be wise, again, to consider the diversity of issues that come up and also factors arising from the various regional and the local context to create multi-layered solution to teaching and learning in the COVID-19 pandemic. And I believe if you talk about technology, dear friends, even at the moment, the role of teachers and lecturers is they have moved from a teacher to a coach as a mentor, and because everyone can learn from the device. So what happened with the future of education? Actually, this is the kind of insight that I would like to hear from this discussion. Future of education after COVID-19, maybe AI, artificial intelligence become the teacher, while the human as a mentor and coach, we don't know. And will AI also take an important role in the future of education? We also don't know. That we know that the future will be mostly online, and we have taken a few initial steps that will take us there already. Hopefully, our Kuya is already ready with his speech at this moment. Or maybe our friends Josandi Babai can also respond with the issue comparing in Indonesia. Thank you, Joe.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for your additional speech, Mr. Tovan. All right. I think I texted Mr. Reid Allen just now, and he's humbly would like to request apology and a little bit delay of his speech just later on. So of course I will introduce him later on his profile. I think he's here. So we'll wait. Let's wait here. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah, the voice is very clear.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
No, it's okay, Kuya. That can happen to everybody. Trust me.
Yeah. So where are we now? Should I introduce myself?
Yeah, sure. We are currently displaying. Excuse me. Are you using your phone now?
No. I'm using my laptop. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
you're at the laptop. All right, good. Yeah, we are currently displaying your slide, and probably you can introduce yourself a little bit. Just 2 minutes. It should be fine.
Yeah. But first and foremost, I'd like to thank Rumah Millennials and also to you, my dear friend Joe Sandy, for inviting me to this platform.
You're welcome.
I am Reid Allen Ugsang, an educator for 13 years and now a school principal, handling the junior and senior high school level, and also in the same school where I serve as a principal. I am also an associate professor, and my name of my college is National Christian Life College. I am also a co-founder of an organization. This is Reimagining Society. This was established just recently. This youth-led organization actually endeavors to create more inclusive, fair, and sustainable communities by holistically embedding the concept of well-being, just like what you've mentioned a while ago. So we aim to establish economic empowerment, usually through social connectivity like this among the youth, through skills development training, capacity building, and mentoring and advocacy. So that's it.
Okay, great. I think I met the queer rate in Malaysia in one of the event, and since then I keep following up his activities, and I think what you're doing now is a very great. You guys can check Reimagining Society on Facebook, and you will find a lot of mentors from other countries. So if you like to network with international people, this is the chance, and he's the man. Just contact him privately later. All right. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Before we are going to discuss further, here's some just a simple general rule. So first, please mute your audio during the discussion. And you can, if you have any question, please leave that on the chat column, and of course use the proper language. All right, and this session will be more like a dialogue, because we aim to have more interactive sessions with the audience as well. So there will be no slide of presentation, but I will address both. I will address questions to both gentlemen. Okay. All right, first, so Babar Ali and Kuya Reid, both of you are school principals in your respective countries. Could you share with us your school profile and how is the latest situation and challenges in your school, such as a learning system, student situation, and parents respond to the new school new normal policy, and etc. Probably Babar Bhai can share first. Thank you.
Okay.
Right.
So our school, Ananda Shiksha Niketan, Home of Joyful Learning.
Yeah.
So right nowadays we are providing completely free education.
Great.
And this 19th of October, I completed 18 years of my journey.
18 years.
Right now I am 27 years old.
Very young.
So I already completed 18 years. And so this is a very difficult time for us, not only for us, for across the globe.
Yeah.
So you know that the students who are coming at our institution, they are coming from economically deprived family and economically challenged family. Especially they are in a word, they are coming from a very poor background and humble background. And and in our country there are lots of private institutions and government institution, I mean big institutions. So the big institution, they introduced online learning and online teaching from their respective home, so the students, they can receive their teachings through online method. But the students like us, and especially the government institute, though our institution is recognized by government, but we are not getting any support from the government. But I am just showing the system and current situation across the country. Especially the government run institutions, their students, they are not getting chance to get learning through online method, because they have not the electronic gadgets, the mobile, or the students or the teachers, they are also not well prepared to introduce these methods to the students. So this is one of the problem that the students, they are facing. And hence many students, there is a survey, one survey published recently, I read in newspaper, that many students, they are becoming dropout also. They engage themselves in different works, I means for their earning, for their livelihood, because of this pandemic situation. Because from 16th of March till now, the school, colleges and the universities, everything are closed across the country. And mostly the rural students and the economically backward students and the government run institution students, they are suffering a lot. So this is the current situation. Even in my school, this is also very difficult for us to show them the online teachings. Though we have in our institution, this is also situated in a very remote village, very remote area, but we have the I means the computer learning center and digital learning center. We have everything, but unfortunately the students who are coming, they have not the electronic gadgets or the phone, I means mobile phone, to connect through the online learning. So this is one of the challenges that we are also facing in our school. But what we are doing, because there is the strict restrictions from the government and our government, so we are also unable to open the school. But what we are doing, sometimes we are making groups, I means in one student's house, maybe one class is 10 students or 10, 20, maximum 10 or 20 students are coming. And we are also maintaining the social distance and the hygiene, health and hygiene. We are also teaching them, okay, how to protect from this kind of virus or okay. So we are just helping them, okay, to learn better. And sometimes we are giving them some homework. So I mean, in this way we are just running, but you see, this is not the correct method, I can understand, but we have not any solution in our hand right now. We have not any solution. So this is the problem. But somehow students, somehow they are getting some lessons in this way. And you see the student situation is for last 8 months, more than 8 months, they are stuck themselves in their home. So they want to join into school, they want to come into school, but unfortunately there is no way. So of course there are a lot of mental confusion, mental problem. They are also suffering because many of days they are also not interacting with their friends, their teachers. So this is one of the problem for the younger students. And you see, on the other hand, online teaching, this is also not only the I mean correct way, because I don't think, because Nowadays, it is necessary,
Yeah.
necessary for this situation, but this is not the ultimate solution. This
Yeah.
is not the ultimate solution, because as I believe, even in your Ruma poster, you also wrote about character building, and you see the holistic development of a student for the
Yeah.
younger generation, holistic development. This
Yeah.
is the most important thing,
Yeah.
because now we are very advanced in technology. We are doing
Yes.
this web near everything through, but I think that holistic development is the most important thing for any person.
Mhm.
So, and the parents, you see parents responses, parents, they also wants to send their children, because in our country, students, especially in the government schools, they are getting midday meal in the
Mhm.
in during the lunch break they are getting cooked food from the institution. So nowadays government, they are unable to supply cooked food, but sometimes they are giving in every month the dry ration to the students.
Yeah.
And the parents response is, you see the new normal policy means, here there is no new normal policy means the one hand it is online teaching, and on the second hand we are waiting for the vaccine,
Yeah.
or we are waiting for the situation, we are waiting for the
Mm.
situation, probably especially in our province, or
Yeah.
some of the province in India, they opened
Yeah.
school, but there is also they are also facing some problems. Many students, they are also affected by COVID-19. So government are very serious right now that, and hopefully in next year, maybe in our province, the academic session is January to December. So
Mm.
hopefully from January, hopefully, I am not sure, there is a chance to open school
Mm.
with maintenance of social distance and health and hygiene. So this is the situation now. You'll see,
Okay.
there is, I cannot give you any hope, and I mean hope, very hope means we have the hope that we are going to open school, but not
Mm.
urgently. So let's
Yeah.
see, we are waiting for the government order and the situation across the country, not only and
Yeah.
also from our state. So this is the situation now.
All right. Thank you, Babar Bye. I think in terms of situation where you teach in a rural area, that is will be very, very completely difficult. I mean, uh, just want to clarify again. So no students are using the technology, the
You
technology
see,
tools. Yeah.
no students means the students, I means the students who have the
Mm-hmm.
good background, or
Good
who are
background.
studying in the good, very big schools, international school, national schools, okay,
Yeah,
big schools, they have that electronic gadgets, that's
that
why
is true.
they can afford that. And they are institution, and they are institution also offering them online learning, so they are getting those opportunities, okay.
Yeah,
But the students from, especially from the rural background, especially
yeah,
from the government run institutions,
yeah.
maybe some students, their families have the smartphone, but the most of the
Mm-hmm.
students, they have not the smartphone, even they don't know how to operate, how to join into a smart online classrooms. So this is the problem.
I see. Okay. Well, I think you've adapted quite well with this situation. All right. Thank you,
Very.
Baba. Bye. How about you, Kuya, the situation in the Philippines?
Yeah. In the Philippines, let me just start by introducing my school. My
Yeah.
school belongs to a school system, but I am
Mm-hmm.
in the main school. This is the mother school, with more or less 150 branches all over the country, and we have
Okay.
also one in Vietnam. We are
Okay.
private, non-sectarian institution that offers quality education, but of course at affordable cost. Although we are a private institution, we make sure that um, the price is not so high. So I am uh, also, as what I've said, handling the junior and the senior high school of this
Yeah.
school. And
Mm-hmm.
with the prolonged closure of schools, and confinement due to lockdown measures,
Yeah.
our school opted to offer online distance learning for this school year. So we are conducting classes purely online
Mhm.
via synchronous and asynchronous classes.
Mhm.
We are using right now the Moodle, if you're familiar with that. It's an open source LMS. And our online classes are supported with learning packets, which includes textbooks and also book module.
Yeah.
But just recently, 3 weeks ago, when this strong typhoon hit my country, our city was one of the most affected areas in the Philippines. That's why the city mayor decided to suspend all the forms of classes until December 16. So
Okay.
our classes usually starts at in June, but for this year we started in September, and
Mm.
then we're supposed
On
to
like two
end.
months, right? 2 months
Yeah,
late.
that's because of the COVID.
Yep. Yep.
We're supposed to end by May, but I think with this situation we are facing right now, we'll end up by June or July maybe. So
Yeah.
we have no classes now, but because most of our students are really affected, the flood really ruined their houses. But going back to the online distance learning we are providing, we actually conducted a survey prior to this decision, and majority of our stakeholders um, preferred to hold classes online. So for the first few weeks of being online, teachers are really finding ways and means to, ensure a quality transfer of learning. That's why
Yeah.
on my part, as part of the school administration, we provided them online workshop training to really equip them with essential digital knowledge. However, we cannot still, um, you know, disregard the fact that some students are really having a hard time connecting to the internet
Yeah. Yeah.
because their location is not serviceable by internet providers.
Yeah.
So in general, I can say that this school year is really very challenging
Yeah.
for both students and for both teachers.
All right. Yeah. Well, the same situation in Indonesia. If I can share with you, in Indonesia, we're trying to distribute some kind of internet package to the students. And in my, high school, um, the alumni are gather. Raise the crowdfunding and buy some kind of gadgets to, and then give it to the schools. So, is there any further support by the government regarding this online learning situation?
Yeah. Since I am in the private school,
Yeah.
basically the government is not providing us like funding for that.
Yeah.
But for the government schools in the Philippines for the basic education,
Yeah.
um, they are providing modules
Yeah.
that included in the learning packet, and then these
Okay.
modules are distributed to the students for free.
I
And
see. Okay.
then the teachers are the one who's printing these modules, and the government are giving them like allowance for that for the printing. But of course, it's not enough. The funding that they give for these public school teachers, I would say it's not enough.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any other sponsors are helping?
Yeah. There are different organizations that are sponsoring students in the Philippines, like NGOs and other private corporations. They are sending, they are having partnerships with different public schools, and then
Okay.
some students are provided with gadgets. Like in Metro Manila, where I live right now, there are
Mm-hmm.
17 or 18 cities in this area.
Yeah.
Some cities actually, the mayors are providing gadgets to all public school students and
Okay.
teachers.
Okay.
Like they provide the laptop, they provide the tablet for the students. But
Mm.
the thing is that it's not for all the students.
All right.
That depends on the partnership of the mayor. That depends on the capacity of the budget also of their
Mm.
city.
All right. Okay. Thank you for the answers, Kuya Rate. Okay. Our second question is, there are still some negative impacts caused by this coronavirus pandemic. But based on that situation, what impact do you think social isolation has on education and the way people learn? There are a lot of online learning webinars. What majority people from your countries think about that and respond? Um, you know, I think one of the negative impact by online learning system is the mental health. Not every student's having a good mental health now. So I'm sure that this question is very relevant to your situation, Query. Could you share your perspective on that?
Yeah. Yeah. So for this COVID-19, one of the challenges we are facing right now in the academe, especially in the Philippines, not only
Yeah,
in my school,
yeah,
but
yeah,
this applies to all, I believe, is
yeah,
the fact that distance learning, especially the online distance learning, reinforces teaching and learning
yeah,
approaches that we know do not work effectively.
yeah,
Partially, they work effectively, but most of the time it's not effective. And many countries actually have shifted to the distance learning approaches, whether
mhm,
through distributing hard copies of modules and also through the use of gadgets to facilitate
yeah,
online learning. But I could say that there are really risks because
mm,
many of these approaches can be very, solitary and didactic when you're just asking your students to sit
yeah,
and quietly watch you discuss the lessons or watch videos because you cannot talk both at the same time.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Sometimes we just ask students to read documents online and then go through some websites, which are really, really dull
Yeah,
for our 21st century learners. And the
yeah,
worst
yeah,
form of learning is to sit passively and
mm,
listen.
mm,
And this may be the form that most students receive now since it's too dangerous to hold actual physical classes in schools. Although there are some provinces in the Philippines now with few number of cases for the COVID.
yeah.
But since it's a national order that they have to do online distance learning, then they have to follow that order. So this education for this school year, it serves no one well, especially those who are the furthest behind.
All right. Okay. Cool. Okay. Got it. Okay. How about you, Barbara? Probably you do not. This question is not pretty relevant with your situation, but how's the how's your students respond on the current way of learning because of the COVID pandemic?
You see, when actually during the general times when
Yeah,
we are introducing the digital learning through computer-based learning or projector-based learning, they
yeah.
are feeling happy and they are more attentive. Okay, they are
Okay,
more. Their attention was they are very It was very attractive for them
okay,
themselves.
okay.
But
Interesting.
nowadays, there is no way to get online learnings or online methods to themselves.
Yeah.
But somehow these students, I already mentioned you that somehow these students they wants to learn. They wants to learn maybe from online or offline mode. They wants to learn.
Mm,
They have the eagerness to learn. So, but you see the another parts of I mean in our country who are able to know about the online teachings or online learnings. Somehow, sometimes they are feeling happy, and sometimes they are also feeling bored. That for the online method, the students who are getting the online learning facilities. So there is the
mm.
mixed feelings. There is the mixed
Mixed
feelings.
feeling.
Okay,
Okay.
there is the mixed
Right.
feelings for the students, but students are very
Mm.
curious, and they are waiting that when they can enter into the school to get the
Yeah.
holistic environment, to interact with others, to listen their students. So they are just waiting for that time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That is the good part of from your students. Could you tell the audience how many students do you have right now?
Okay. So at our institution, there is 300 regular students right now.
300. All right.
300. Yes, 300. But before that, many more than 300 students also was there in our school. But nowadays we have decided that we can give we have the capacity to give 300 students completely free education from our
Wow.
institution.
Yeah.
But
Well,
last 18 years, more than 6,000 students they have received
6,000. Wow.
completely free education from our
Wow.
school. And not only that,
Yeah.
my former students, after their graduation and after their teachers training degree, they became the teacher at our institution.
Wow, amazing. This is a very inspiring. So, well, I just want to clarify that because you have right now 6,000 students, right? And are they using the national curriculum?
Yes, we have
Okay.
the two kinds of curriculum. Okay, one is there is called National Curriculum Framework. Okay,
Yeah.
so the central government, union government, they have the another syllabus, and the state government they have the another syllabus. Okay, but everybody can maintain the national curriculum framework. So we are following state government syllabus. Okay, state government syllabus, and our school also recognized by West Bengal Board of Secondary Education, though it is recognized but unaided. So we are following state government syllabus. And Bengali, our mother language, is the first language, and English is the second language.
Okay, good. Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you, Bhubai. I think later on many audience will ask to you about your school system because that is very interesting. Okay, our third question is, with your outstanding background in education roles, and please, in your respective countries, please share with us your perspective on important skills and education model that is necessary with the future needs, so that students can be a successful person, such as a digital mindset, be more agile, and etc. Because, I'm sure that both of you um, have create your own learning system, and how you guys prepare your students start from now. What kind of a specific skills that is compulsory for your students to learn? Yeah. Okay, Kuya, right?
Yeah. As Joe, when I expose myself into different entrepreneurial and academic discourses,
Yeah.
like by attending conferences, webinars also, I can say that the demands of the skills needed for the job opportunities nowadays are really different from the demands in the past.
Yeah, I agree
And
with that.
but yeah, considering the changes we experience and we see today, the skills needed in the next probably 10 years will, substantially be different as well. So it's really changing, and that's one thing that we cannot stop. So just like what the World Economic Forum predicted, that's in 2030 there will be a need to reskill more than 1 billion people because
Wow.
of jobs that will be transformed
All right.
by the fourth industrial revolution.
Mm.
And we all know that as ASEAN countries, our neighboring countries, are not really prepared for this. And
Yeah,
this
agree.
will apply also to the current jobs as well as to those yet to come into being. So I personally believe that the jobs that will fit the future require both soft and the hard skill. So we can train our students on how to acquire, the data skills, the artificial intelligence, the blockchain, maybe the sales and marketing. Although these are so technical words, and I am
Yeah.
not also into this actually. That's why as school administrator, I have to make sure that my teachers also are well equipped when it comes to the advancement also of the technology.
Right.
But among all these skills I've mentioned, I would like to highlight the emotional intelligence.
Emotional
Um,
intelligence.
yeah, this is actually one of one of the most frequently referenced skills in the list mentioned in the World Economic Forum of what will be needed in the future job market, and as well as the current jobs. Because when you are in possession of emotional intelligence,
Yeah.
you can be alive to your own feelings and to those of others,
Yeah.
and this will greatly impact your actions and decision making. Sometimes there are very talented and very intelligent individuals, but when it comes to dealing with their colleagues,
Mm.
sometimes that's the sad part. They have no good relationship with their colleagues, with their superiors. So you will
Mm.
be able to show humility in giving and receiving feedback if you have the emotional intelligence. And also,
Mm.
I personally believe that you will become um, reliable and
Mm.
committed to helping others.
Yeah.
And you will be willing to apologize and to forgive when necessary. Because
I see.
as we move towards this globalized city, being aware and considerate of cultural differences has also become a part of the emotional intelligence mix.
Yeah.
So that's very important. Since we are a globalized world now, we have to, teach our students to be exposed into different cultures.
Yeah.
Just like in the Philippines before, when you give them
Mm.
a story about some other nationalities,
Yeah.
we cannot disregard the fact that they are laughing at some countries and some nationalities. It's
Mm.
because they are not exposed to these skills. That's why we have to teach them.
Yeah. All right. So because this will in a month we will have a new year coming in. So how's the strategy that you create so far at your school? Do you try to adapt the whole concept of having new skills, or you still try to adjust with the national curriculum but a little bit more flexible?
Yeah, we are still following we are following actually the national curriculum and the Philippine educational curriculum actually.
Yeah.
Like years ago when it also patterned to other countries' curriculum and education. They are embedding these skills actually. They are
Mm.
they are including these skills in the syllabus, in the curriculum itself.
Yeah.
That's why the teachers here in the Philippines, we are really having consistent and constant training and workshop for them, even during holiday. During vacation, December vacation and summer break, we are still required to attend seminars. We are still required to participate in different workshops because this is what we are dealing right now.
Mm.
This is the world now. This is the
Yeah.
education now.
Okay. Well. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with your points that the world is completely different, and the skills is also must be adjusted with the world with the current world. So because of the future situation is like that. Do you think that if you still continue with the current education system, everything will be useless, or because still the government need to adjust with a lot of things. They need to change many aspects. So I mean, in overall, how is the government trying to support the needs of the future?
Yeah. They are providing actually enough because we have this Department of Education which
Yeah.
handles the basic education curriculum. That's for the kindergarten to grade 12. And then we also have the Commission on Higher Education for the university level. They are both doing their part. They are consistently providing the necessary trainings and also the necessary materials needed
Training.
by the teachers. The
Yeah.
thing is that even um, these higher ups, these officials in the Department of Education, they really wanted to go back to the actual face-to-face classes. But because of this situation, because we prioritize the health right now, they have no choice but to, they have no choice but to have this online distance learning and also the modular distance learning, because in the Philippines there are two major modalities we use. It's either
Okay.
you use online or you use the module.
Mm.
And
All
the
right.
issue with the module is that when you ask them to answer that and then you will submit that weekly, there are some parents who are not really capable of teaching and guiding their kids,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
because
Same
they
problem in
themselves,
Indonesia. Yeah.
they were not able to complete their education, even grade school. So how will they be able to teach their students, their
Yeah.
kids? But that's the good thing, that the government, especially the Department of Education, they are really extending the help needed. They're
Okay.
getting speakers also coming from different countries to orient us about this fourth industrial revolution,
Mm.
also these new skills um, that we need to acquire.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Kuya Ray, for the answers. How about you, Babar Bai? You know, regarding the important skills that need to be learned from now, and how you prepare your students for that future challenges.
Yes. So this is very much necessary for this in the age of globalization. So in our country, somehow our country also, they have also taken lots of necessary measures, okay, to spread digital learnings and skill-based learnings across the country.
Okay.
So in our institution, for the rural students, we also introduce the digital learnings and
Yeah.
the skill-based education,
Yeah.
because every students, they cannot get the government job, but
Yeah.
they can dependent on the skill-based learning. So this is very much necessary
Yeah.
for our, and like agriculture, this is one of the major economic background for our country, agriculture. But
Yeah.
the technology based equipments and how technology can also help for the agriculture. So these kinds of initiatives were also introduced to our school students. And in our institution we have the we are going to set up an institution, separate institution called skill-based education and skill-based learning. And throughout our country, many startup organization, even in the government,
Mm.
they are also introducing these kinds of methods, not only in the school levels, but in very in different sectors in our country. Okay, but the most important thing is, if we can reach these benefits to the grassroots levels in our country. This is the most important thing. We need to reach this uh, I mean initiative. We need to reach this initiative in the grassroots level, throughout the grassroots level in our country. This is the most important thing. And of course, we need to support the skill-based education and modern technology in our curriculum. But I always wants to emphasis on holistic
Mm-hmm.
education. This is also the most important thing for any kind of person. This is also important.
Okay, I see. And have you prepared anything for that? I mean, since you are teaching in a rural area with less support of the technology, unless maybe Amir Khan join you to support maybe and give some kind of tools. Um, how do you cope with the future needs uh, and how you prepare your students for that?
Okay. So some organization and some people from the technical background, I mean the digital background,
Yeah.
they also came forward to know that about our institution, about our initiative. So they came forward to help us. Okay.
Okay.
So throughout their mechanism and throughout their experience, they are helping us, or they also wants to help us for our future endeavors. So so basically we are getting helps from the peoples who are associated, who are already associated with the digital mindset or skill-based learning or education fields. They are coming forward to help us.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, I think a queer rate. Apparently, your global mentorship program can support Babar Ali schools and become the teachers.
Yes,
But
yes.
just want to ensure that because your students are learning English, do you think that they able to speak well now?
No, I cannot say that they are
Mm,
well in English
okay.
because they are the first generation learner.
All right.
Okay, English is the second language. It is true, but
Okay.
you see, I am very sorry to say that they are very poor in English.
All right.
Even myself, I also learned English alphabet when I was in fifth standard.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
not from my school, from my father. I learned
Mhm.
English alphabet, and later I learned English through conversation. Though we have lots of grammatical mistake and
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
but you see, but gradually it will be improved. Let's see. But
Yeah.
nowadays I cannot say that they are good in English, but somehow it is improving now. It is improving. It will take time
Mhm.
for more
Yeah.
improvement.
Well, I'm very confident on that because first you guys are using Hindi language and the alphabets are not Latin like A B C D.
Even you
So
see,
mm,
Hindi language, sorry for interrupt you.
no
So
right.
even Hindi language, though this is our national language in
Yeah. Yeah.
all over India,
Yeah.
we are using Hindi. But here, even we don't know Hindi. Even we
Okay.
can write Hindi also.
All
Okay.
right.
So Bengali is our, though Bengali is the regional language, but Bengali is
Oh.
our
Okay.
Bangla. Mother
Yeah.
language
Yeah.
is Bangla,
Mm.
and we can read and write English, but not
Mm.
Hindi. But we need to
Mm.
emphasis
I
on
see. I
Hindi
see.
also. Now government also they make a national education policy. Okay, so across the country they also wants to implement Hindi, but there is also more lots of contradiction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yes. Okay, so you please continue.
All right. Bye. Yeah. Queer right. I think you have some of Indian mentors on your network, so you should distribute that to Babar Ali.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. You can contact him later, Babar. Bye. All right.
Yes.
Thank you, Babar, for your answers. And I think this will be the last one before our Q&A session. So, of course, that this is a very difficult moment for everybody, and there will be a lot of things will change. Could you share your opinion about the top four mindsets that is relevant with the future needs? Just like example, be more flexible. You cannot use the old ways, but you need to be more open-minded. Or like we already said, you have to increase your emotional intelligence because there will be a lot of constructive feedback, and probably to be more like an example, um, like have a completely different way of thinking. Because like you said, the future's need will be completely different as well. So yeah, queer rate from yourself first. What do you think about this?
Yeah. For Yeah, for the mindsets that we have, I mean, that's relevant and essential for, for the future of our youth and the younger generation. I believe, for me,
Yeah.
The first mindset that we have to, instill in us and to our students is the having the mindset of innovation. Because
Innovation.
when we adapt to a positive mindset, we become open to innovation and creativity. And actually, this ongoing pandemic has led us, to a surge in new industries and new ways of doing education and businesses. And we cannot deny that the moment that this pandemic hit the world, we have new industries, establishment of new industries, and also, the way we do education and businesses. So these times are actually accelerators for innovation, and
Oh,
organizations that
innovation. All right.
capitalize on these changes will succeed as others get disrupted. So that's the first thing that I want to, share, the mindset of innovation. And also, I'd like our, participants now to consider to have this mindset of being authentic.
Authentic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
authentic. This will allow you to create deeper connection with others, because you don't have to replicate others just to be like them. Sometimes, there are celebrities. Sometimes we are having this, um,
YouTuber, right?
yeah, we
YouTuber,
want to be
Instagram
like them. That's
influencers.
why
Yeah.
sometimes we are
Yeah.
motivated to do online vlogging also.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to be ourselves, and we need to
Mm-hmm.
equip ourselves with skills and knowledge that will help
Okay.
us elevate from the rest.
All right.
Because being authentic is, being original, that will make you stand out from the rest. And also, um, we need to have this mindset, of empowering others.
Empowering.
If you have the gift in doing something, then especially if it's good, if it's for the good or for the benefit of your community, then share it with others and collaborate with them. That's why I am really, commending the works of my, friend here, Babar Bai, for, for doing what you're supposed to do in your community. Because the more you indulge yourself to different networks and communities, the more you will discover possibilities. Because the world now is not just about you alone. The
Yeah.
world now is all about us. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That it's all about us. And probably the last, that's three. So let me have the last one. We must cultivate a growth mindset.
Growth mindset. Yeah.
Yeah, the growth mindset wherein when we are turning should into must. That's very important. Sometimes we have this principle in life. That's why we need to make the should thing into must thing. So we need
Mm.
to grab each and every opportunity that we may encounter, and we need to always look at the brighter side of this encounter.
Yeah.
Like for
Yeah.
me, in my case, being stuck in my school dormitory for months because of this pandemic was
Must
not
be
really
crazy.
healthy. Yeah, like from March up to now. Actually,
Mm.
I am just in my school dormitory building.
Mm.
So this is not really healthy for my well-being at all. But if I
Mm-hmm.
focus on that negative side of it, nothing extraordinary might have happened. But
Yeah.
since
Yeah.
I focused on how I can maximize the quarantine period, then me and my friends who are now my co-founders were able to establish the International Youth-Led Organization.
Wow. Yeah.
Because you know what? If you have this mindset of turning should into must, this will give you confidence and conviction.
Mm.
Yeah, we started the Reimagining Society, it was just an idea last May,
Last
and
me.
then
Okay.
in June it was officially launched, and then June, July, and then last August it was registered here in the Philippines and registered in Nepal also, and we
Wow.
are working on its registration to other countries.
Mm.
So that's the beauty actually. This pandemic is not actually so bad. It's bad in some aspect, but if you are going to have this growth mindset, you can maximize this situation that we are facing right now.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, there's a lot of opportunity around if we are aware about that. And well, just ensure again that Reimagining Society established in May this year.
Yeah.
Wow. So during the pandemic, you
Yeah,
cannot.
and now we were able to like impact thousands of people through our webinars also,
Yeah.
and we have um, we have been joined by 100 global well-being envoys who are also promoting well-being on their specific countries.
Okay, great. So the mentorship session by the organization is for free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like now, we are this evening. We're going to have the the mindful leadership, and
Okay.
this will be brought to us by the founder of the uh, National Happiness something in India.
Oh, I see.
Um,
Probably Babar know the man.
Yes,
Uh,
perhaps.
yeah.
yeah, Dr. Saamdu Chetri. He is a visiting professor of Recce Center of Excellence for the Science of Happiness.
Oh, okay.
And our speakers are really, based on their profile, they are really experts on their field. And these trainings for our
Mm.
envoys are conducted really exclusively. But after that, we also upload our videos on our
Okay.
YouTube so that everyone can listen to it as well.
Okay. Fantastic. Maybe you can share the Facebook page or the YouTube channel so that people will be ready for that. All right. Thank you, Kuya, for your answers. And Babar, from your perspective, what we should have in our mind to prepare the future challenges.
Yes, you see, post COVID, there are lots of challenges,
Yeah.
and one of the most challenges is economic challenges.
Yeah.
Okay,
Agree.
because you see, in our country, many migrant labor or many people they lost their jobs during
Mm-hmm.
lockdown period, or still now they are getting the food ration from our government. It is okay, but this is not enough. They need
Yeah.
job, they need work. Okay, so many of them they lost work and everything. So economic crisis is the most of the most crisis, as I think. So we need to find out solution. Even I don't know how we can find a solution, but our global leaders they should think, the government they should think into this issue. And I also agreed with Mr. Reid Allen about the empowerment,
Mm-hmm.
because we need to empower the peoples. We need to empower the peoples. We need to come forward to help the helpless and the needy peoples. So this is also one of the important thing to empower others. We need to chalk out in our from our grassroots levels.
Yeah.
Then only can we can make a good greater nation or greater world if we can work through the grassroots level.
Grassroots.
So
Correct.
economy, empowerment, and
Economic empowerment.
you
Okay.
see, and uh, and if we can come into the education background, nowadays we came to know that the what is the solution. I means the solution that is online education. Okay, online education and technology based education. We need to give attention into this issue also, especially in the grassroots level, especially for the economically background students. So innovation,
Okay.
learnings, and lastly, we need to focus into the health system also,
Health
because
system.
you see, During this pandemic period, many countries, they also, we can also get the real picture of our healthcare facility and health system. Okay, the health system in many places are also collapsed.
Yeah,
People,
yeah.
they did not get the good, health, and I am also one of them also. So we need to focus onto the health system also. Apart from the education, the health system, this is also the most important things, especially for our country, the country like
Okay.
us, also the country like us. So these are the four basic things, because the mental, not only the mental health, physical health, these are health and hygiene. These all
Mhm.
these things we need to teach, not only for the students. Also, we need to take necessary measures to reach to every
Mm.
peoples in every corner, in the required countries. The healthcare system, last one.
Mm.
So these things
Okay. Okay.
we need to focus.
All right. Bye. Regarding the health system in your area, do you how's the student situation right now? I mean, how will you support them to have a better mental health? Probably you have a phone one-on-one phone session to consult with them, and how do you ensure that your students are still able to focus on their learning process?
Okay, for the students, the teachers, they are the teachers, and their parents, they are the main, main persons who can teach them, who can help them. Okay, for during their mental crisis.
I see.
So yes, so we are trying to help them. We are actually students, especially the children, they are not asking, or they are just they have not so much problems. Okay, they have not, as per our
Mm,
survey, they have not that kind of problem, because they engage themselves in playing, okay, or growing. So they have not so much problems. The persons, okay, who are growing, the college students, university students, okay, or after passing from high school, mostly they are affected from the mental health situation. So especially teachers, their elders and the friends, true friends, they can help them. Okay, this is the one side of the mental health. And for the physical health, there is also lack of problems
mhm.
that we are facing in our society.
Mm. Wow, very grateful to hear that. All right, thank you, Babar Bye, for your answers. And now I think we will go to the Q&A session. Um, just want to highlight that both of the speakers are having a different type of experiences, but trust me, they've through a lot of things. Like example, Babar Bye, he built a school for free, and at the beginning he had 300 students, but now enhanced into 6,000 students, which is that is a very big number. And his work highlighted by a lot of people, government actor, even the organization like BBC. Also, Queer Raid, he has a lot of international experiences, and as you heard before, that he established Reimagining Society during the COVID-19 pandemic. And right now, because he has networked with a lot of international people, I'm sure that in terms of perspective, he can give you a lot of new insight as well. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop that or maybe raise your hand, and we will have a dialogue. Okay. Anybody, please? Okay, just a moment. Let me check. All right. There's one. Okay, there's a one person. Hello, Mr. Abudianto. Probably you would like to switch on your video and interact with our speakers. All right. Okay. No problem. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yeah. Thank you for your questions. We just read that, and I think it's quite long. But basically, we understand that. Let me read that for the speakers. Okay, you are coming from you know, education ministry in Indonesia, and one of the young teacher in the school. You know, your question is about what is the teaching method and strategies that you guys are use. So, for example, he highlight you know, project-based learning or project problem-based learning or just doing homework and etc. And how do you improve or develop your students during the pandemic? Yep, that is the question. Can you understand Kuya and Babar Ali?
Yes.
The
Yes.
question is on the chat column.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Who's going first? Okay, Kuya.
Okay, thank you so much for that question, sir. Yeah, what teaching method and strategies both use in your school? In our school, I mean, the teachers are really free to use different models and strategies on their own. Like some of them are using project-based learning. In our junior high school, from grade 7 to 10, we usually implement the project-based learning. That's why in every quarter, like we have 4 quarters in one school year. In
Yeah.
every quarter, the students are expected to come up with a project based on their learning. So that's one thing. But in the process of teaching our students, some teachers are also using this 7E instructional model. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It was only 5E before, but we adopted the 7E instructional model. But that depends on the subject matter, because for that 7E instructional model, that is fitted for science and mathematics subject, also social sciences subject. So yeah, project-based learning and also inquiry-based learning. That's the two thing that we highlight. And in our school, we are giving emphasis on the entrepreneurial aspect of education. That's why we teach our students to come up their own startup. That's why we are also giving them lectures and seminars about design thinking, wherein they will be able to come up with their own problem and then find solutions to this problem and then implement it in their community. And how do we improve or develop the students' character? My school, although we are a non-sectarian school, that means to say we are accepting students regardless of their religion and faith and belief. However, we are a Christian school also. So as a Christian school, we have to follow our standards, our motto, our core values also. So in this time of pandemic, the only thing that we can do is really to hold regular. We have this what we call the Christian education class. It's like students will participate through singing. Also, they have participation in reciting the Philippine pledge and also singing the national anthem. And then at the last part of the program, we have this what we call inspirational message. This inspirational message is the highlight of the program. So we do that every Saturday. 2 sessions, one session for the junior high school in the morning, and then one session for the senior high school in the afternoon. So that's the only thing I think that we can, empower our students through their character. because we have no other means right now. We cannot just go directly to their houses because it's prohibited.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
in our guidance program, we also have this program wherein they can ask advice from our guidance counselors. They can
Yeah.
also ask advice from their teachers. Actually, we are keeping our lines open as long as it's business hours. They can call their teachers, they can call the administration, and then they can open their issues, their problems, their concerns, and then we provide them the necessary solution they need. So yeah, that's how we do it in the Philippines in my school.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you, Kuya Reid. How about you, Babar Bhai?
Yes, thank you very much for your question. So basically in general times in our institution, we are focusing on I mean the bookish knowledge, book-based learning. And of course, we are also teaching our students on project-based learning, problem-based learning, solution. And sometimes, not every day, but sometimes, especially during the vacation time, we are giving them homework to the students. But mostly we are emphasis our students to learn from our institution. Okay. And recently, that is last year, we also introduced them the online means the computer-based learning and the projector-based learning from our institution. And during this pandemic situation, we are very sorry. I already mentioned so many times we are unable to bring them into the online education because there are lots of problems students and we are also facing from our area. But what we are doing, government, we have also the strict order from the government for the COVID-19 pandemic situation. We cannot open your school, but it's somehow in group of students, maybe 10, 20 students maximum. They can show their problems, and we are just helping them in that way. Or sometimes we are giving them some homework. Okay, so yeah, so this is going on right now, and usually at our institution, I mean, especially in the general times, we are opening with our national anthem, Indian national anthem. Then there is classes and the break, and of course, we always emphasis on character building and the holistic education, apart from the general education and skill-based education also in our institution. So that's all.
Okay, thank you, Babar. It is a very interesting insight because the way you try to adapt in such a limited resources is amazing. I must say this one. So, Mr. Abi Budianto, we hope that this session is very interactive. So, if you like to address your opinion as well, that should be fine. If you have any, yeah.
No, I don't have. Thank you so much for the answer.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Abi, for your question as well.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? We still have like 20 minutes before the session is end. Probably, from Dame. Dame, do you want to ask something?
Ayo teman-teman yang suka
No,
nonton
Kak
Marvel
Jo,
nih pasti
I'm
tahu
good.
kan film ini siapa? Thor. Tapi fan of rata-rata teman-teman pada suka Marvel.
You can type your question as well. That should be fine. Or you can unmute the audio. While waiting for Dame, we still have one more slot for the questions. Probably No, I think I'm just curious about a participant named Abigail Ugsang. Is it your siblings? Queer rate?
Yeah, that's my niece. I asked her to join to listen to me.
That's your niece. Okay. Yeah, she
Yeah,
can.
she's a college student majoring sociology.
Oh, I see. She can also ask a question because um, we will be very glad if we have, a question from other countries. If she has any. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. How about maybe our friend from Malaysia? Hey, Farah. If you are still able to listen. Um, okay. All right. Dame, do you want to ask? Do you still want to ask? Dame. Okay. Okay. All right. There should be no problem. I think we will close the slot. And because we still have like 20 minutes before the session is end, do you have any closing statement that you can share with the audience? Queer rate?
Yeah. Before I give the closing statement, I'd like to invite everyone to please follow the Reimagining Society. And also, if we can connect on Facebook and also on Instagram, I would appreciate if I would be able to, connect with Indonesian friends. Actually, one of
Yeah.
our core team in the Reimagining Society who's handling our Instagram and Facebook
Yeah.
is from Indonesia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he or she in here?
Yeah, she lives in Sumatra.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And these people actually, I just met them in Malaysia.
Right.
When I attended what was I forgot the event because I attended a lot of events. Yeah, so it was in Malaysia. So I would appreciate if there are some teachers and also innovators or startups or any professionals who would like to connect with us.
Yeah.
Feel free to message me, especially my school, because I am looking for a partner school in some other countries. We have one in Vietnam, but I'm also looking for other countries like in Indonesia, because I've been to Jakarta and Bandung and I really love Indonesia. That's why I want to bring my students also in Indonesia, like
Yeah, we
an
hope
exchange
so.
program.
Mm.
Yeah, so we are looking for things like that. So that's it. We also provide activities webinars for free in the Reimagining Society.
All right.
So for the last statement that I'd like to leave this afternoon. Once again, thank you so much, Rumah Millennials, and also Joe Sandy, and to the organizers, also to the founder of this organization. I'd like to leave that when you want to make a change, you have to be a leader, and not just the typical leader, but you have to be something that makes impact to the world. This is not the right time just to stay back and be stay back and just relax, and you are just letting others to do the solution to some problems. But this is the right time for us to make a stand. And a responsible citizen, a responsible individual needs to take a stand, because a stand creates,
Yeah.
clearness and firmness on which side you are on. Um, that's one thing that I wish to share with you all, that we
Yeah.
need to make a stand, and also we need to make great impacts, be it on little things. As long as it's creating impact, then it will become a big impact in the future. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
All right, amazing. Yeah, that is a wonderful closing statement. And from Babar Bai, do you have any?
So, honorable founders of Rumah Millennials,
Yeah.
and my dear friend come brother Joshandi Mahaputro, he is a favorite person to me, and
Yeah.
all
Thank you,
audience,
myself. Thank you.
and honorable speaker
Shukriya.
Reid Allen. So thank you very much for this opportunity.
Yeah.
And you see, so these two lines should be embossed on the tablet of our mind: mileage to go before I sleep, and mileage to go before I sleep.
Okay.
However, education for all with equal opportunity, this is my dream. And to fulfill my long cherished dream, it is not only possible for me. If the peoples like you can come forward for the children who are still need education, then
Yeah.
only it is possible.
All
So
right.
thank you very much for this opportunity, and we will work together to make a greater world for our future generation. Thank you.
We hope so. We hope so, Babar Bai. I think your work is always inspire people, and that after this we will record the whole session and we'll publish this on YouTube, and hopefully somebody that is also facing the same situation with you feel inspired by listening to your story, and they will be able to follow your leadership as well. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, audiences, speakers, and my team also who organized this event. I think that's all for our session. And before we close this online this session, we would like to hear your feedback, and would like to conduct a little bit of survey, because currently we have a lot of international mentors that is ready to share with you. And in case you need any specific topic that you think will beneficial to be shared with, please leave it on the chat column. We will try to adjust with your needs. So we will create webinars based on your requests, based on your problems, based on your current challenges, and we'll try to provide solutions and answers for that. Okay, you can just leave on the chat column. Very simple. For example, I would like to learn about maybe education system in America, or the how's the politics situation shaping the perspective of millennials or Gen Z, and etc. Any topics should be fine. Okay, you can just leave in the chat column there. Okay. All right. I think we received some of the input, and thank you for that. So that's all for me. I'd like to say thank you again to everybody, to the organizing teams, the audience, of course, to the speakers. We hope that this session is very useful for you, and you learn a lot of things from here. And for sure, please connect with the speakers. They are very humble and very open-minded person as well. We can be your platform to network with other people from other from different countries. Okay, I'm Jusandi. That's all from me. And in case you would like to chat more about about this session, feel free to message myself on my Instagram at Josandi Mahaputra. And that's all. All right. Wish you will have a good weekend. Bye bye, guys. Thank you so much.